Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to Popternative. This is the talk show and podcast where we have digital discussions from the worlds of TV, film, pop culture, everything really depending on the guest. We talk about it all. As always, I'm your host, Peter Remoliotis. On social media, you know me as PD Beats. You will soon recognize my guest from a show coming on May 14th on Sky TV called Domina. Ewan Horrocks is with us. Ewan, welcome to Popternative, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
It's an exciting time for you. I mean, you did this show. It's going to be coming out. Everyone's going to see it. What's that been like, the calm before the storm a little bit for you?
It's pretty mad, man. I won't lie. Yeah, I mean, the trailer was only released like a couple of weeks ago, and it looked pretty crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get into that a little bit, but before that, for you in terms of, you wanted to be an actor, a storyteller, when did that start for you? Like, when did you decide that was something you wanted to do?
It was very early on, man. I think when I was about 7 or 8, I used to go on like holidays with my family and friends and stuff. And I remember they brought like a camera to for like memories and stuff. And then one day I just thought, can I just borrow that camera? And then we made like a little like short film together. And then we showed the parents at the end. And I thought, well, if there's a career in this, it's what I want to do. So ever since then, I've been trying to.
Absolutely. And in May, on Sky TV, your show is going to be premiering. Without going into big time spoilers, can you just talk about what we can expect with this show and a little bit about your character?
Yeah, so Domina is about Livia Drusilla and her rise to power in ancient Rome. And it's very much like it's an ancient Roman story about the women's perspective in such like a male-dominated era.
Yep.
And for me, so I play a character called Drusus. And he's like this 13-year-old kid, and he's one of the sons of Livia. And he's like the golden boy. He's like this stereotypical Roman. He wants the glory, he wants the power, and... for him, it's very much a journey of boy to man in this series, and it'll definitely explore that throughout the series.
Based on what we saw with the trailer so far, it looks like it's going to be a tale of two shows a little bit, because it's going to focus on a lot of historical aspects of everything, but and what kind of went down, and show us kind of sides of those stories that we haven't seen. But it looks like it's going to be a lot about relationships and a lot about character development as well. Have you thought about that a little bit, being kind of like a tale of two shows a little bit?
Yeah, it definitely is that, I think. It's very much like, to be honest, there isn't a lot of action. It's more about the politics behind Rome and the relationships between people. And I remember early on, we had a discussion with one of the directors, and we were trying to figure out how to make these historical figures feel like real people, because I think it's easy to just fall in the trap of the historical figures. We'll just, carry on with the plot, but we try to make them feel as real as possible. And I think that's what audiences really want. You want characters that, you like and you want to watch again, and I think that's what we try to do, and hopefully it pays off.
Absolutely. It's one of those things too, where, you read for the role, you get the role, you film it, you shoot it and everything. And then, you see the trailer, you see the playbacks and everything. What's that like for you? Because I know, is this your first project that you've worked on?
First ever.
Yeah, first ever. So
project.
what was that learning experience like? Kind of like with Domina being your first project, man.
It's pretty crazy, man. I mean, I was a 17-year-old Yorkshire kid who's never done anything professional in his life. So to be filming in Rome with professional actors is a dream come true. It's like surreal. So I definitely learned quite a bit on the job, and it's an experience I'll never forget.
Absolutely. Obviously, you're acting in this show, but being on set, seeing everything, does it kind of make you crave maybe doing editing, directing, writing, producing, that type of stuff behind the camera as well, or do you want to just focus on acting?
I mean, I think for now, I think just getting my foot in the door with acting, because that's what I've always had a passion for. But I think, maybe one day writing, directing. I mean, I've tried writing like a little short play in lockdown. I've tried to keep my mind going a bit.
There's a lot of time to do that.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. There's so much time, man. Which I thought, like, if I'm gonna do something in lockdown, just write something,
Yeah.
So yeah, I think maybe one day in the future that it might come around. But for now, I think acting is something I've always wanted to do, and it's what I want to do. So
What I find interesting with Domina is this is a show that's going to be on Sky TV. It's going to be in the UK. But, with streaming services and everything, eventually there's going to be opportunities where people are going to be able to see it, not just in the UK, all over the place. It's going to happen eventually. Have you thought about that too? It's crazy that it's going to eventually have a global audience. Like that's where content is right now. What do you think about that?
That's pretty scary, I think, for me. I think I never thought of it like that as we were shooting. I just thought this is our project, and people from the UK will see it, and maybe Italy. But what we do know is so far that it's definitely going to Italy and the UK, and I think it's going to some other countries as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the natural thing. It starts with a few countries. Like I'm in Canada, right? It's the other way around sometimes. Sometimes we have stuff that just comes in Canada. Then, 4 or 5 months later, it goes to the US. Other way around. Eventually we get all the content, man. It's just we have to wait, right?
Yeah, eventually, man. Eventually. But yeah, I don't know. I hope people enjoy it. It's that we definitely worked really hard for it, and I remember, we started in 2019, like the last bit of 2019. And then obviously because of COVID, we had to stop for a bit. But I remember at one point we were one of the only international shows still running, in lockdown. So we were very, very fortunate to be out there. And I did skip a lot of the UK lockdown, so I was pretty lucky. But yeah, and we really worked hard for it, and I hope people enjoy it.
What are you interested in besides acting when you're not kind of acting and kind of into that craft? What are some other things you are into?
There's random stuff, man. It's like football, which I'm a bit annoyed about at the moment.
Oh, the Euro Super League, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah,
oh my God. Yeah, no. We're not going to open that floodgate right now.
Let's not go down that road.
We're not opening that up right now. Don't worry.
We're not promoting the Super League. Yeah, man.
But no, it's just it's interesting too because getting back to my point about the streaming content and everything. I mean, it's one of those things where there's so much content out there right now, right? So you're sometimes you're not thinking about it, right? Because you're like shooting the show, you're doing Domina and everything, and then people are talking. There's so many shows, so many auditions. When did you notice? Was it while you were shooting Domina, talking to maybe other people like on set that like we are in the age of content right now? Like it's crazy right now.
It's mental, man. I think I remember as well because at the time nobody else was really working. We were like one of the only shows working. So I thought, oh my God, like how is that possible? How are we the people who are working right now? Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely a massive industry, and there's so much going on all the time. I think now the lockdown's beginning to ease, things are starting to become more, there's more opportunities coming out, I think.
You say you're a fan of football. I mean, we do have to mention, did you watch Ted Lasso?
No, I didn't.
You got to get on that. It is.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's good. It's so good. You got to get on that, man.
God, I've been super busy, man.
No, for sure. But if you ever have a chance to kind of sit back and watch a new show, put that on your list, man. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. Especially if you like football and everything.
I'm gonna add it to my list, man.
No, it's really good as well. The obvious answer to this question, Ewan, is you hope people enjoy it. You hope they kind of get something out of it. But diving into it a little bit more, when people watch Domina on Sky TV, what are you hoping they get out of the show?
I think a more understanding of the era. Yep. The era is it's so male dominated, but it's definitely a different perspective, and it's really fascinating. I remember reading the scripts early on. I was like, wow, like these are really like fascinating scenes and stuff. And I thought, oh God, where's this going to end up? And I think it definitely ends in a good place. So yeah, I think the audience will definitely come out of it knowing a bit more about the era, but also knowing about what it was like for women and what these people were like. So yeah,
drama is obviously a genre that will never leave, and obviously based on seeing the trailer for this is going to be considered a drama because there is a lot of drama based on what's happening, especially in the trailer. Are you kind of seeing, though, that a lot of shows like Domina are going to be able to kind of throw in a lot of different elements besides it just being a drama? Like, there's going to be the thriller component. There's going to be the scary stuff. There's going to be the lighthearted things from time to time. Like, what do you think about the genre bending going on right now, Ewan?
I think it's great, man.
Yeah.
I think it's really fascinating because I remember, not Domino, but I remember watching Afterlife
Yes.
with Rick Gervais. And it'll make you cry, but it also make you laugh. And you're just like, wow, that is like... The genius of that is amazing.
That show is the definition of genre bending, literally.
yeah, it really is, man. Yeah, it is. And so for Domina, I realized, there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of politics behind it, but there also is, there is the comedy moments. I think my character is definitely a little bit of a release sometimes. But then there's definitely like thriller, and there's also just some parts you think, oh my God, like, where's this going to end? Like, what's going to happen? So I think it's very, I think you're very much on the edge of your seat the whole time.
Absolutely. What can you tell us about the entertainment scene and the content being made right now in the UK? Is there a theme? Is there something you're noticing? Are there some trends you're noticing in terms of the type of content coming from the UK right now? Is there like a niche in terms of like, is there a lot of drama coming out? Is it just all over the map? Are you just seeing it grow in general where there's more content? Talk a little bit about that.
Do you know what, man? I don't really know. I think, I'm not in the UK at the moment, so I don't know what's on TV. But I think from what I do remember is that, particularly with auditions that I've been going up for, I remember there's a lot of similar things to like sex education, and there's a lot of drama, particularly with like there's a few to do with like like teenagers coming out as gay to the parents.
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely.
That's like a massive thing at the moment.
Yes.
And it's really exciting to see some of that stuff finally coming out. So,
are there some projects that you're hoping genre-wise that you get to work on in the past? I mean, you're at the point, you're very early on in your career. This is your first show, so I'm sure whatever comes your way, you're going to be happy to do it. But like, are you a comedy guy? Are you a drama guy? Do you want to dive into the horror movies, which is big right now? Like, have you thought about that at all?
I don't know, man. I think drama for me. I mean, I'd love to do a bit of everything, man.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't? But I definitely think drama at the moment is massive. I think as well. I watched Midsummer recently.
Yes.
Which completely caught me off guard, man. I was like, hell, man, it's really like messed up. But I think that sort of like Hereditary, Midsummer, those sort of films are really becoming more prominent now. Because it's a mixture of all sorts of genres, and it leaves you come out the film and you're like, I don't know what to do with myself. I don't want to eat. I don't want to drink. I don't know what to do with myself. So
I know it is.
Definitely
It's crazy. Well, Ewan, I wanted to thank you so much for coming on Popternative, man. I really enjoyed chatting with you.
Yeah, you too, man. It's really nice. Thanks for having me, man.
So they're gonna be able to see Domina in May on Sky TV. It's coming out next month. May 14th. It's close, man.
Don't say that, man. I'm getting goosebumps, bro.
And where can people follow you on social media to keep update with everything? I'm on
Instagram, but I only got Instagram like a couple of years ago. So so you can find me on Instagram. There's not much content of Domina at the moment because I haven't been allowed to post anything apart from the trailer, but I will be dropping some stuff about it later on. Amazing.
Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Until next time, this is Ewan Horrocks, who we will catch in Domina on Sky TV May 14th, and Peter Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.